country. You don't like our flag. What makes you think that we give a damn about that? There's a million pissed off rednecks just like me. And we're all sick and tired of this bullshit on TV.
Pappy Hour is a Tell It As It Is series. You may hear some profanity, things you might find offensive, but that's how I am. I have no filter and no problem telling my point of view. I don't discriminate. I'm simply an asshole to everybody.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 20. I'm excited. 20 episodes. I didn't even think I was going to get through this many episodes, so this is really exciting for me. Got some great stuff for you today. Before we get going with that, though, I am thanking every single one of you so much for listening to my podcast. We have 1,236 physical downloads of Pappy Hour that have happened, and thank you so much, everybody, for listening. We've got some really interesting, I'm looking at the stats of some of the shows, and it seems like the ones that I have historical stuff in, you guys seem to really enjoy the most. And so I'm going to keep up with that for sure. We're gaining a lot of interest all over the world. I'm actually looking at my download map right now. We've got Nigeria. Hopefully that a parent family member of mine that lives out in Nigeria that's supposedly a prince or whatever has that $20 billion they want to give me can send that over. That'd be great. Australia, Russia, Taiwan, Lithuania, Germany, United Kingdom. Thank you, everybody abroad, for listening. And we've got Canada, and just about every single state in the United States has downloaded Pappy Hour or listened to Pappy Hour. So thank you so much, everybody, for that. Looking around at some of the states, Washington, D.C., which isn't necessarily a state. Somebody there really likes me. So if you're a Congress member or whatnot, or if you're AOC and you keep downloading my podcast because you realize you keep screwing up, let me know. Alrighty. So what is new with Pappy? Well, my Kickstarter has come and gone for Adventures with Pappy, and unfortunately we did not get enough backers for that, so that fell through. But we are definitely going to keep trying, and we're going to keep doing it. We've already filmed enough material for one full episode, and we will be continuing to edit that episode as we speak. And hopefully, come August, that episode will be ready to go live. We are partnering with Amazon Prime right now. So hopefully it will also be on Amazon for those of you that have Amazon. So I'm excited about that. And let's see what else. This last weekend, I attended a NRA CCW instructor certification workshop. So that add that to my NRA instructor certification list. I am able to teach nationally. Anybody that, any state that recognizes NRA training for that. So that's kind of exciting. But that was a really good class. We had timed shooting drills, and my two instructors that I had, phenomenal instructors, David and Mark, and these guys, or Mike. Sorry, Mike. These guys are phenomenal. Set the bar way up high. So Pappy's got some big shoes to fill out when I do mine. Adventures with Pappy is going very, very good. We have our YouTube and our Facebook pages, so make sure you're checking those out. Pappy is actually going to be having some very big personal news coming soon, hopefully. Things are looking good. Business is picking up. I will be ranting a little bit later about business, but that's later in the show. Let's see here. Movie reviews. Went and saw a couple movies this last week. Saw The Dead Don't Die with Bill Murray and Adam Driver. If you don't know who Adam Driver is right off the top of your head, he is Kylo Ren in Star Wars. And this is a really goofy-ass kind of movie. Of course, Bill Murray's in it, so you kind of have to expect it to be a goofy-ass movie. But a lot of Star Wars references, even the way that Kylo Ren fights with his machete is kind of, or not Kylo Ren, Adam Driver fights with his machete is a lot like Kylo Ren fighting in Star Wars, so that was kind of cool. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Oh, wait. The Dead Don't Die. I gave that a 3 out of 5. Godzilla, King of Monsters. Giving that one a 4 out of 5. That was a really, really good movie, and I really enjoyed how they worked Godzilla into this storyline with a bunch of the other monsters that we've seen and encountered, through the Godzilla series over the years. So that was really cool. I just got done binge watching Mr. Iglesias on Netflix. That's got our favorite, comedian Fluffy, Mr. Gabriel Iglesias. That was a really funny show. Really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun with that one. Currently, I am working on binge watching Curse of the Confederate Gold, or Stolen Confederate Gold. So that one's really interesting. So I'll be touching base with that as well. I have a small clip I want to play for you guys and see if you guys can figure out what movie I am referring to. This is one of my favorite all-time movies, and I'm going to play just a small clip for you guys and see if you can figure it out.
Sir? Hey, mister. You know the people live here in Nunamaker?
Hey, Mo.
What's that?
Mo. Hey, Mo. About 15 years ago, our little boy has that kind of haircut you got now. Goddamn, you out of date, boy.
Yeah, man, that little boy, that's me. My parents were, this is my home. I thought this was it this time.
Nah, homie, where you made?
You like to see homos naked?
Homie, where you make it?
Yeah, you like to see homos naked. That's cool, man. Whatever.
No. Homie, where you make it? Home, where you make it?
Oh.
Everybody know that. Goddamn, boy.
Guy likes to see homos naked. That don't help me.
You have got to admit that is one of the funniest damn scenes in Joe Dirt. I love that movie. Joe Dirt was so cool. Joe Dirt 2, not so much, but David Spade played that Joe Dirt guy so well. So that was my little clip for that one. All right, let's get into some interesting topics to talk about today. Now, I don't know if you've been paying attention to like social media and the news, and all of a sudden we're hearing about KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, is going to be introducing and releasing fried chicken skins. Okay, I'm telling you, I got so excited. I went from freaking KFC to KFC to KFC, and ain't nobody got them. So then I started researching, and I'm like, what the hell? I mean, they promoted it on TV, they promoted it on social media. It was all over the news. They get us excited. But then I found out you got to go to Indonesia to get fried chicken skins. And it's only 96 cents in US dollars for a nice, yummy packet of fried chicken skins. So now I firmly believe that KFC hates America. That's right, KFC. If you are listening, I know you hate America. And America is what made you. Kentucky is what made you. Us fat people just like me that love fried chicken skin made you. But yet you're going to send fried chicken skins to Indonesia? I mean, it just proves that they hate America. Okay, I just don't get it. They even have it in the Philippines. Apparently it's called cracklings in the Philippines. So the Philippines and Indonesia got them yummy fried chicken skins. Now, KFC, I want you to know, look at your stock prices. Do you not notice that they've dropped 17% this week? You know what that's called? Karma. That's right. Send us Americans fried chicken skins. Don't be stupid. Man, I keep going all day about fried chicken skins. All right, so AOC, this girl, I swear, I I think she just needs to, go stay in her apartment and not come out for a couple years and let her term finish off. So she decides to open her mouth and talk about how Trump is running these little areas where we're housing migrants and stuff as concentration camps. Now, apparently AOC doesn't do any research before she opens her mouth ever. And this proves it. Because if she did, she would know concentration camps were done by the Nazis in World War II, where they exterminated millions of Jewish people. Now, somebody actually brought that to her attention, and then she goes, apparently you need to do your research because I did not say extermination camps. What the hell do you think concentration camps are? I swear, if you were to look in Wikipedia under complete total dumbass, her picture has to be there somewhere. I don't get it. I mean, she says, I don't even know how to put this because I don't want to make her sound like she's smart in any way because we know she's not. And that's not just the fact that she's a Democrat. It's just the fact that she doesn't do any damn research before she opens her mouth. She could be smart if she would just try. It's just unbelievable. And then just recently, I'm looking at pictures of her on the news with her tears coming down her eyes and crying, which you could see are forced. I mean, you can just tell. But then one of her people in her own camp sent a picture showing now just envision this. She is, sorry about that. She is facing a chain link fence, crying. That's my fake cry. Okay, she's crying. Now, she is looking through this chain link fence to what she says is the center that's holding all the migrant children, and it's like a concentration camp. Oh my God. Okay, so she says it's the migrant camp for children. Now, one of the people in her own camp took a picture of her from behind looking through this fence. It's an empty parking lot. There is nothing there. So she stages this poor, idiotic performance and yet still gets caught by one of her own people showing that she's staging a poor, idiotic performance. I'm telling you, this girl just needs to stop right now. It's probably best that she resigns because she's going to go down as the laughing stock of the U.S. Senate in history. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a joke. Alrighty. I've got a fun one today because, one of the things from my past that I really, really enjoyed, was waking up Saturday mornings early. Yes, I did. I woke up Saturday mornings early, but for the fact of watching Saturday morning cartoons. Okay. So what happened to Saturday morning cartoons? Okay, kids today, they don't know that glorious experience that they're missing back in the day. Saturday morning, it was the best time of the week. I mean, you got to agree with me, right? You'd get up early. You'd be happy about it. You'd pour yourself a huge bowl of sugar disguised as cereal. Okay, it was never disguised as nutrition. It was just disguised as cereal. You turn the TV on and let it entertain you with cartoon after cartoon after cartoon until noon. Or whenever American Bandstand or Soul Train or golf came on. But it was usually about noon. Then you go back to whatever children did before they had cell phones to stare at. Okay? So for me, that was probably going in the backyard and digging tunnels and holes for my G.I. Joes and my cars. But over the past couple decades, the big broadcast networks have slowly stopped offering a Saturday morning lineup, unless you count infomercials and that multi-level marketing crap that comes on early in the morning. Those things are fun, but they're kind of a joke. Like my knives are the only knives that are sharp enough to cut through this tomato, and you see them squish down the tomato with some other knife. Yeah. But what became of the American institution of Saturday morning cartoons? Okay, I got this. Now, I researched this, okay? We can blame the government. I mean, that seems like a simple answer, right? But then listen to this. In 1990, Congress passed the Children's Television Act. Among its guidelines, the broadcasters had to follow a minimum of 3 weekly hours of programs that had educational or informational merit. When asked nicely to do that, broadcasters, not surprisingly, didn't change much of its children's programming at all. So, in 1966, the FCC decided to more aggressively enforce the Children's Television Act. As a result, networks had to quickly throw some learning material on the air, which they relied on syndicate television, packagers to produce them for them. As for when to actually put it on the air, more than 1/3 of local stations initially selected Saturday mornings, as they weren't actually required to air network shows during that time. Also, that's when kids were most likely to be watching, meaning they were halfway there to school anyway. Thus began the slow but steady replacement of silly and or violent cartoons with travelogues hosted by overly energetic young hosts, and never-ending parade of shows about animals and how interesting they supposedly are. Because, again, they started complaining that G.I. Joe, Gummy Bears, DuckTales was just too violent. And it didn't teach anything. Well, hell, G.I. Joe. Knowing's half the battle. That's what they said after every show, right? So we learned something. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the cartoons were pretty loony. Looney Tunes, that is. Yeah, I know, right? I'm good. All right. Another part of the Children's Television Act increased regulations on advertising to children. The act limited the amount of ads on weekend kiddie TV to no more than 10.5 minutes per hour, which meant a half-hour cartoon would cost more to produce. After all, it now had been around 25 minutes in length rather than the standard 22 minutes. Okay? And then that all ads were impacted. They all suffered because of that. I mean, you had to pad time by shilling for Metamucil during Garfield and Friends, which wasn't allowed. But the real problem for networks here was the lack of ad breaks meant less ad space. Less ad space equals less money, which went against broadcast networks' intent to make as much money as possible. Okay. So then, 1988, NBC Brandon Tartikoff, I guess that's his name, Tartikoff, I believe. He noticed the Saturday morning cartoon ratings were starting to slip. So even for juggernauts like the Smurfs. So when he began exploring other options for the time period, he realized that he can make much more money with sports. And then they came out with a deal for Notre Dame to play all of their football games on Saturday, which Saturdays were already college football days. And it was still cheaper to produce that, and they made over $1 million a game in revenue. Okay, and then at that same time, they can also advertise beer, motor oil, more beer, cigarettes, all that because it was not geared towards children's TV. So it all goes back to that, okay? Now, again, cable TV. They don't play many cartoons on our main channels anymore. You have to find or pay extra to have Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, all that. So cable networks are also to blame for that. Okay? And by the mid-90s, a majority of the American homes were equipped with a magical box that brought home dozens of channels, including those ones that we had to watch that were blurred and, had lines going through them. You know who you are and you know what you watched. But I've got something to help jog our memories. Okay, we're going to have fun with this. I've got 12 Saturday morning cartoons, some that I watched, but I went down and found some lists of some of the most popular. I'm going to play you small little clips from the opening songs. See if I can help you relive some of that childhood. You ready? So we are going to start. And here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to play the clip, give you a chance to see if you can figure out what it is. And at the end of the clip, I'm going to tell you what it was. So let's get started. Here's our first clip. Okay, so that was a pretty cool one. In case you haven't guessed it, that was Alvin and the Chipmunks. That was one of my favorites. As a matter of fact, I remember when they had Chipmunks going to the movies where they spoofed like Indiana Jones and Star Wars and all that. That was a lot of fun. All right, so if you got that one right, great. If you didn't, you still got 10 more to go. That's right. All right, so here we go. Here is clip number 2.
Our world is in peril. Gaia, the spirit of the earth, can no longer stand the terrible destruction plaguing our planet. She sends 5 magic rings to 5 special young people. Watch from Africa with the power of earth. From North America, Wheeler with the power of fire. From the Soviet Union, Minka with the power of wind. From Asia, Guinea with the power of water. And from South America, Mati with the power of heart. When the 5 powers combine, they summon Earth's greatest champion, Captain Planet. Go Planet!
How about that one? Captain Planet. That one was awesome. That was really, really cool. I enjoyed that one when I was a kid. Alrighty, let's see here. This is the next one is really cool. This one I actually used to kind of torment my brother with because I would change the words to his name in part of it, you know. So let's get going for clip number 3 now. Just so you know, some of these clips might be a little bit longer than others because I want to make sure that, you know, I give you enough to listen to the actual clip and hear what's really going on. So some might be longer than others, but let's get on to clip number 3. Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Now, earlier I had mentioned that I tormented my brother with this song. Okay, my brother's name is Jeremy. So I used to go around singing Chip and Jer Rescue Rangers. And I don't know why it drove him nuts, but the more it drove him nuts, the more I would sing Chip and Jer. And I'm telling you, I had a blast being a bully to my brother as a kid. Alrighty, now we are going on to song or clip number 4.
Dashing and daring, courageous and caring, faithful and friendly, with stories to share. All through the forest they sing out in chorus, marching along as their song fills the air. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. mystery, along with the secret of gummy berry juice. The legend is growing, they take pride in knowing they'll fight for what's right in whatever they do. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. They are the gummy bears.
Oh yeah, Disney's Adventures of Gummy Bears. Thank God there's no camera on me right now. I'm actually thinking about doing some of these shows with the camera going, but thank God there's no camera because I'm in here twerking. I'm getting my jiggy on. I'm telling you, Pappy is doing the robot. I am jamming up in here in Pappy headquarters. So, yeah, let's get going. Let's keep this up. I'm having fun. Here we go. Clip number 5.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales, woo. Every day they're out there making DuckTales, woo. Tales of daring, do that, and DuckTales. Danger looks behind you. There's a stranger out to find you. What to do? Just grab onto some DuckTales. Woo! Every day they're out there making DuckTales. Woo! Tales of daring, do bad, and good DuckTales. Woo! Not ponytails or counting tails. No DuckTales. Woo!
Now you gotta admit, DuckTales was a pretty badass cartoon. Now, I'm not talking about this DuckTales crap that they got now back on TV, because that's nowhere near as cool as the original DuckTales. I actually have one of those t-shirts for that DuckTales thing, and I love that. Matter of fact, that particular song that we just heard, that clip there, that's actually on my playlist. That's right, I love that song. Alrighty, now we're getting into even some more fun ones here. This one, if you can't figure this one out right off the bat, man, you are not a child of the 80s and 90s. Okay? It can't be. So here we are. Clip number 6. Oh yeah, that was Inspector Gadget. Oh man, you gotta tell that guy, Inspector Gadget, he had all the stuff. He made Batman look like a joke. No, I'm kidding. Batman's pretty cool. So that was Inspector Gadget. Now, this one wasn't necessarily a cartoon, so to say. It was more puppets. No, it's not Sesame Street. I know a lot of you are Sesame Street people, but this is even better than Sesame Street. But it was by Jim Henson. Okay, so here we are. Clip number 7. about that one? Fraggle Rock. I loved watching Fraggle Rock. Matter of fact, I love watching them little dozers like build their things and the Fraggles going up and it's just start eating everything that the dozer was working on. That was pretty badass. Now this next clip, this show was around forever. And I never really got into this show, but I know my kids did, and a lot of my friends did. So here we are, clip number 8. How many of you guessed Rugrats? Now, I guess there was another little big segment on that, but I think that was probably the majority of it to help you get the idea. Now, these next people, or this next cartoon, was what taught us that sometimes animals are smarter than people, and people are always evil. Here we are with clip number 9.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now. Come on, Scooby-Doo, I see you, pretending you got a sliver. You're not fooling me, 'cause I can see the way you shake and shiver. You know we got a mystery to solve, so Scooby-Doo, be ready for your act. Don't hold back. And Scooby-Doo, if you come through, you're gonna have yourself a Scooby snack. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, here are you. You're ready and you're willing. If we can count on you, Scooby-Doo, I know we'll catch that villain.
Scooby-Doo, I know, right? Some of my best ones, though, I really enjoyed with that when Scooby-Doo teamed up with Batman, or even the Harlem Globetrotters. I enjoyed that, but I always enjoyed the original Scooby-Doo cartoons. They were great. Now, the next one, you guys, everybody's got to know this one. I mean, these are two of... I don't know how to say this. Two animals that just constantly trying to destroy each other, but we're friends. And, this is probably the kind of cartoon that would make liberals cry today. And here we go with clip number 10. If you guessed Tom and Jerry, you are correct. Tom and Jerry was so much fun. But see, now there's just so many freaking snowflake crybabies that are out there saying, oh my God, that's just so offensive. That is just so violent. I don't want people to watch that. Or whatever. Shut up, man. Tom and Jerry, they didn't die, did they? No, they didn't. Matter of fact, they went on to make a lot of cartoons. Hanna-Barbera was one smart dude. I'm just saying. Okay? All right. Here we go. Now, this next one was really cool. This is kind of like one of those, what do you call that, cult following kind of things. We're so now today. But I enjoyed this cartoon as a kid a lot. Here we go. Clip number 11. How many of you guessed Thundercats? That's right. That was a really good one. As a matter of fact, I think I was reading something where they're actually coming out with a movie on this, so that might be interesting. And now we are on our final clip of the day. Everybody knows everybody's favorite Yellowstone bark bear.
Who is always on the spot? Who is Yogi Bear? Who keeps cool when things are hot? Who does Yogi Bear? Who believes a wild daydream and falls for some fantastic scheme, but always winds up on the beam? Yogi Bear.
What did you think about that, boo-boo? I know, Yogi Bear. He is, I love that. The whole Yogi Bear, Huckleberry Hound, that whole Hanna-Barbera group was just awesome. Hong Kong Phooey. That's right. So how about that? Did that help bring back some really good childhood Saturday morning memories for you? It did me. I mean, I'm actually thinking about putting some more of these on my playlist. I mean, while I was playing these for you guys, I was jamming up over in here, and so we got that. So now, moving on. I am a big fan of Dog the Bounty Hunter, and I really enjoy watching his shows, but also I really look at what he and his wife, Beth Chapman, and his family have done for the communities that they work in, and how much they have worked on, ridding the streets of drugs and, educating people. Well, unfortunately, just this last Wednesday, Beth Chapman, the wife of Dog the Bounty Hunter, Dwayne, she died at 51 years of age of throat cancer. She was in a medically induced coma because she apparently had a choking episode, I believe, just recently. And, my heart goes out to them because, no person in this world should ever suffer from cancer. And, she has some youngins, I think 20, 21-year-old children, and those are still youngins in my book. You're young unless you're, like 100 plus. You're still young. I'm just saying. And, they've done a lot of good work. And my heart goes out to the Chapman family. It would be great if you guys listen to the show. But, you guys keep the faith and know that Beth would want you guys to keep fighting the way you do, and take care of each other. All right, so I get to rant now. And this one actually comes kind of personal, and I'm hoping that this individual might be listening to the show. Matter of fact, I really hope he is listening to the show. So people are willing, and I noticed this is all over the place, and it's been going on for years and years and years, and it's been happening to me ever since I've started my own business. There's always people willing to attack you, to take away what you have earned, what you have worked for. And, no matter what you do for some people, there's always that chance that they're going to, stab you in the back or try to cause problems, lie, and do what they can to try to get you in trouble. Well, unfortunately, that's happening to Pappy right now. And Mr. JJ out there, he, just doesn't realize how good things were. And, I feel for this guy because, karma is that really bitchy thing that just comes back and bites you in the ass when you're least expecting it. So, I've always said to people, and I believe it because my parents taught me this, is when you leave an employer, do not burn bridges. Because one day that employer is going to be that saving grace that you might need for something. And, I don't believe in burning bridges at all, even with friendships. Somebody might do me wrong, and I'm not going to burn that bridge because someday down that road, there's going to be another, intersection where we will meet. And if I burn that bridge, then chances are I've ruined whatever chance I had. So that's just my piece of advice for the people out there listening in Pappy Land. Don't burn your bridges. Okay? Count your blessings day to day because they can all disappear. Also, just because you didn't, make it or do what you're supposed to do or whatnot, don't try to drag others down. is, again, that karma lady. She comes back and she bites hard and she takes chunks. Just saying. All right, so we got our useless facts of the week. Okay. I decided to cover some very, very interesting U.S. holidays. Okay. Now, the United States is notorious for making a holiday up. So I am going to designate August 18th as Pappy Day. That's right. International Pappy Day is now August 18th. Now, of course, it's my birthday. But I'm just saying, August 18th is now going to be hashtag International Pappy Day. So don't forget out there. Okay, Robert? I'm throwing a guy's name out there. That's right. So here we go. Very interesting U.S. holidays. Okay. June is known as Aquarium Month, like fish aquariums. Okay. It's also Fight the Dirty Fly Month. Now, in Arizona, we have fly issues like crazy in June because that's when we start our monsoon season, which, for those of you who don't know what monsoons are, it's when we start getting just jam pour rain and haboobs, which are dust storms blowing through, storms left and right, and we'll get them real hard and real fast, and then they go away. It's also National Accordion Awareness Month, so those of you that play the accordion, I salute you. And it's also Turkey Lovers Month, which that I don't understand because I thought turkey was more so associated with November for Thanksgiving. I would think that would be Turkey Lovers Month, but I guess not. Now, there's some individual days that for this week. Now, this week, we're talking June 23rd to June 29th. Okay? Sunday to Saturday. Now, today is the 28th, Friday. Okay, so the 23rd of June is known as National Pink Day. The 24th is Swim a Lap Day. The 25th is Log Cabin Day. That's pretty cool. 26th is Forgiveness Day and National Canoe Day. So those of you that canoe, hats out to you too. I didn't mean that to rhyme. Let's see here. The 27th is Sunglasses Day. The 28th is Insurance Awareness Day. So shout out to my insurance broker, Emery. Happy Insurance Awareness Day to you, sir. It's also International Body Piercing Day. Maybe Pappy should get body pierced. No, not going to happen. And it is Paul Bunyan Day as well today. So those of you that don't know Paul Bunyan, he had a big blue ox, and Paul Bunyan his ox was named Babe. And Paul Bunyan was a lumberjack, and he was huge. Just saying. So, Paul Bunyan Day. And then, let's see here, tomorrow is the 29th. It is known as Camera Day. Hug holiday. So, Pappy will be out there willing to hug anybody that walks by. You want a hug from Pappy? Pappy will give you a hug. And International Mud Day. So, we're going to hug in the mud. Of course, it's also Waffle Iron Day. So, if you're going to make waffles tomorrow, make sure you use a waffle iron because it is Waffle Iron Day tomorrow. Now, the historical facts, because some people really seem to enjoy this, and I love history, so I will bring you as many historical facts as possible to enlighten your day and give you this sense of hashtag Pappiness and useless facts that you may never use. June 25th, 1862. Okay, so during the American Civil War, the 7 Days Campaign began on June 25th as Confederate General Robert E. Lee launched a series of assaults to prevent the Union attack of Richmond, Virginia. Okay. Now, June 25th, 1876, General George Custer. Okay, you've heard of, pretty sure a lot of you, in the United States have heard of Custer's Last Stand. Well, leading 250 men attacked an encampment of Sioux Indians near Little Bighorn. His men were attacked by 2,000 to 4,000 Indian braves. Only one scout and one horse survived Custer's last stand. And of course, I believe he deserved it because, it was a pretty shitty thing to do. June 25th, 1950, the Korean War began. Now, this is one of we don't see many people. Let me try to rephrase that. We're losing that generation. And I want to thank all of our Korean War vets. As a matter of fact, every vet that is out there, whether you served in war or not, thank you so much for your service. Now, but June 25th, 1950, the Korean War began. North Korea began a full-scale invasion of the South. 5 days later, U.S. ground forces entered the conflict, and it lasted until July 27th, 1953. Then we have June 28th, 1919, the signing of the Treaty of Versailles formally ended World War I. Germany was assessed full blame for the war. So hopefully you enjoyed those useless facts. But, it is cool to remember, some of the major wars and conflicts that we've had. And, because we tend to forget, how lucky we are in America to be able to do what we do, say what we say, and have the freedoms and liberties that we do. I mean, granted, even though I pick on people like AOC, it's her, constitutional right to say what she wants to say. Now, we may not agree with it, which we usually don't, but she has that constitutional right, just like I got the constitutional right to laugh at her. Just saying. So I want to thank you all again for joining me, and we are concluding episode 20. Okay? Make sure you check out our Facebook page. It's Pappy Hour. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Ryan is Pappy. Not only can you listen to my shows there, the same shows you're listening to now, you can get some crazy funny videos that you can watch. And soon we are going to start having some video shows as well. Not only will you be able to listen, you'll be able to see and watch me perform these wonderful shows. And don't forget about Adventures with Pappy. You can see it on YouTube and Facebook. We are coming close to getting a episode out there. Now, I normally close the show with Creed Fisher. Today, I want to close a show. I want to send a shout out to Mammy, my girl, okay, Lorena. She is a very special girl, and I am looking forward to a long, enduring, loving relationship. And I have a song that I have picked out for her, and this comes from the movie Rad, starring had Crew Jones in it, but Bill Allen was the star. This is a movie from the 80s, a BMX movie, and I would like to play that song as we close our show in honor of my girl, Lorena.
It's just a day kind of dream, but it's growing stronger the longer I stay with you. Girl, it's taking hold of me, making me think it could really come true. With you by my side, who can say what stroke of love might strike today? There's no rhyme, no reason, girl, I'm only thinking
'cause no matter